So now let us start with the third type of animal tissue, which is commonly known as the muscle tissue. So the third type known as the muscle tissue, right? So what all do we need to know about this tissue? This muscle tissue is made up of muscle fibers. Right? So this muscle tissue is made up of muscle fibers. It is responsible for movement. Right? So like the name suggests, the muscle tissue is mainly going to be responsible for movement of various limbs or like your heartbeat, right? So various movements, closing and opening of your eyelids, right? So muscle tissue is mainly going to be responsible for this particular movement. Now when I say movement, this movement is facilitated with the help of certain proteins. These proteins help the muscle in contraction and relaxation. Right? So these contractile proteins actually help the muscles to undergo contraction and relaxation, and that is why they are associated with muscular movements. Now, apart from this, you can have two major types of muscle cells which are going to be present. First type is known as the voluntary muscles. So let us just note down the types. First type is the voluntary muscles. Okay, let us just discuss about the voluntary muscles in detail here itself. So these voluntary muscles are the muscles which are in control. That is, if I am moving my hand like this up and down, I am able to control the movement of these muscles. So we consciously make an effort to control the movement of these muscles. That is why they are called as voluntary muscles, or those muscles which can be controlled by us. They are mainly associated with the skeleton of your body. That is why they are also known as your skeletal muscles. Also known as skeletal muscles, right? Apart from this, these muscles are going to be present in this fashion in your body. So we are trying to talk about the structure over here. You can see they are long cylindrical muscles, and when you stain them in the microscope, and if they are stained very properly in such long cylindrical structures, you might see alternate light band and dark band. So you can say light band and dark band. So you can say striation pattern. That is why these muscles are also known as striated muscles. Striated muscles. Right? Yeah. One more feature, they have presence of multiple nuclei. Right? So there are multiple nuclei present in them. You can see they are long, elongated, so long, cylindrical, elongated, and one more important feature, they are unbranched. Right? So these are the main features of your voluntary muscles, also known as skeletal muscles or striated muscles. They are called striated muscles mainly because whenever you are taking the looking at these muscles inside the microscope, and these muscles are stained very properly, you will be able to see different banding patterns which are only a feature of these muscles as such. So this is all about your voluntary muscle. Right. So the second type of muscle over here is going to be in involuntary muscles. Now what is the speciality of these muscles? these muscles are not under our direct control. For example, the movement of food in your alimentary canal, you cannot regulate it, it is not under your control. So such type of muscles are going to be present or belong to the category of involuntary muscles. These muscles are also commonly known as smooth muscles, so also known as smooth muscles. Apart from that, like I said, they are also known as unstriated muscles. Now this unstriated muscles, they are mainly called so because of their structure. Like we saw in the previous case, they are having a slightly different structure over here. So you can see some of the cells may look like this. Right? So they are mainly elongated or spindle shaped. Uninucleated. Uninucleated meaning one cell possesses only a single nucleus. They are spindle shaped. You can see they have pointed ends and have a shape like your spindle. On staining, they do not show any kind of banding pattern. That is why they are called as unstriated muscles. Now, where are these muscles located? If you talk about the iris in your eyes, the bronchi in your lungs have these involuntary muscles. Also, the uterine walls are composed of involuntary muscles as such. The muscles in your heart, cardiac muscles, are a special category of the involuntary muscles. Right? So, your cardiac muscles are also involuntary muscles, special category. These cardiac muscles are going to be functioning throughout the life of the human being or any other organism in which they are present. So once your heart starts pumping, like you all know, the contraction relaxation goes on throughout the life. The muscles present here are highly branched. So the muscles of the cardiac tissue, like I said, are highly branched. They are uninucleated and cylindrical in shape. And they are responsible basically for the rhythmic contraction and relaxation in your heart. So this is all about your muscle tissue. So now let us move on to the fourth type of tissue which is present in a number of multicellular animals, the nervous tissue. So the fourth type of tissue is nervous tissue. Right. So whenever we are talking about the nervous tissue, you know what happens in the every cell in your multicellular organisms who makes up various tissues has the ability to respond to any given stimuli in the environment. Your nervous cells are those cells who have specialized in this function. So a specialized group of cells coming together who are having the capability to respond to the environment in response to a stimulus comprised of your nervous tissue. So the nervous tissue is mainly made up of three different types of cells, that is the brain, the spinal cord and the nerve cells, right? Okay. So the functional unit of the nervous tissue is mainly called as the nerve cell or neuron, right? So all these, there are a number of group of neurons which combine together to form the brain, the spinal cord and the nerve cells as such, right? Now let us quickly see what is the structure of this particular neuron. So your neuron is basically has a slightly different morphology than most of your normal cells. It has a nucleus. You can see over here it has a nucleus. It has cytoplasm, and this particular part is called as the cell body. Now, from this particular cell body, many long processes or hair-like, growth-like structures may arise. So, usually a single long hair-like process which extends out of the cell body is typically called as the axon. It is called as the axon. This axon, you can see, is a single long chain. It is usually unbranched. The cell body may also give rise to small branched structures. Right? Such branched structures are called as dendrites. Right. So what happens is the cell passes messages from one place to another with the help of these neurons. The messages are sent in form of electrical signals, and these signals which pass through these long nerve cells are mainly known as nerve impulses. So, nerve impulse is electric signal sent across the nerve cell. Right. Now these neurons may be very small or they may extend up to meter long depending upon where they are located in the body. The major function of these neurons is basically to connect the nervous tissue to the connective tissue and muscular tissue. So together the nervous system and the muscle cells will respond together in performing various movements around the body. Right? So this was in short about your nervous tissue as such.